Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Selena and I am the Savings Scholar. And my videos are about cash stuffing, cash unstuffing and budgeting. However, disclaimer, this is not financial advice. I am a mummy to two adult boys now who are both at university. One stays with us, the other is away. I also have a lovely husband and I have 4 cats and 1 tortoise. I work full-time and I'm also studying towards my PhD. Hopefully in a few years' time I'll be done. And I wanted to share my journey with you all because I wanted to hold myself accountable, because I was one of those people that was just tapping a card and not really realising what they were spending their money on, particularly with books, because I am a bibliophile. So started this journey, found all about cash stuffing on TikTok, and the rest is history. So if you like my channel, like my videos, please like, subscribe, do all the YouTubey things, follow me on TikTok and on Instagram. And I do have an Etsy shop, still early in its items, but we are getting there. So with that being said, sit back. I hope you enjoy my video and I look forward to reading your comments. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so this is like my 3rd or 4th video, retake of trying to get this video up and running. So as some of you know, watch my previous videos, I work at a university and last week was crazy because it was induction week. This week has been teaching, which has just been, it's been lovely. However, I think I've caught freshers flu. I'm feeling pretty poorly. Luckily it was my day that was planned to work from home. All my meetings were online, so which was great, but I had to take a bit of a lie down after work because I was feeling just rough. I needed to sleep and take more cold and flu. Felt a bit better, took a video, didn't work, took another video, didn't work, and then I went and had another lie down, and that's where we are now. So yesterday was payday. I got paid and I can't tell you how relieved I was. It was great. However, because I was feeling pretty poorly yesterday and I was teaching all day, I didn't feel well enough to go into the city and take cash out of the bank. So my husband drove me to an ATM, the one we really like because they do £5 notes, but I could only get 300 out. So my first take of this video only had £300. My husband came home and bless him had gone to the ATM and took another £100 out. How lovely, because that's what I wanted to take out. So I then did another take of this video and then realised I did it all wrong, and so I had to do it again. With that in mind, I forgot I've just forgotten to put my money from the ATM back into my to the bank folder. So we're going to skip that step of taking it out and cashing it today. Good start already. Thank you. Thanks, Selena. Okay, so just imagine cash has gone over to here and we have £400. So when I do paydays, I tend to go through all my folders and work out what I need to put in, if there's anything that needs to come out, and things that I really want to put in for that month, and anything else is a bonus. I do have an extra cash stuff kind of near the end of the midpoint of the month where I put in some more, whether it's credit cards or challenges or anything like that. But normally the stuff that I put in here is the stuff that I aimed to put in for this month. So with that being said, I'm going to move straight away to the day-to-day challenges. So off we go. Okay, so here we are, day-to-day. Some of you know my day-to-day folder is the folder I always have in my bag. It's smaller than the rest of them. I used to have a big one, but I just found it didn't work for me. It was too big for my bag, and I have priorities, and those priorities are books. So I went for a smaller one, and I love it now. Everything that I will use day to day and things that I will need on a regular basis goes in this folder. Now this folder has things that are monthly, so that means that I unstuff it and stuff it on a monthly basis. Some of them are weeklies, so I'm going to go through each one with you and see how I find it works for my lifestyle. That being said as well, I also have weekly funds. Now my weekly funds folder is kept at home, it's never taken out, but I decided at one point that I was going to take out my all my money at the beginning of the month that was going to be allocated to food, groceries, books, vapes, etc., and fill them all at the same time. So week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, then I would have a little bit of a buffer, anything unexpected. However, I found that got me quite anxious. So the maximum I will do is 2 weeks at a time. This week, I'm only doing 1 week. I just felt that was best for me this month, but just because everything is all over the place and I wasn't feeling very well either. So when it's something that is a weekly, I will put it into my weekly funds, and I will leave that till Saturday, because Saturday is the day that we go shopping, and that for me is my natural weekend. So let's get to it. Vapes are a weekly expense. So I unstuff every week and stuff every week. But this week we didn't put any money into vape because myself and my husband, we stocked up the week before that because he was going to Southampton Boat Show, and we both felt that we had more than enough, and luckily, we did. But this week, ready for Saturday, will need to be stuffed. So we have £10 a week for vapes. Books is also another weekly, but I'm not buying any books. Some of you know this is a big challenge for me, is not to spend money on books each week, each month, because I spend a lot. But that's having nothing, because I'm determined not to buy any books this week. Takeaway, this is a monthly. We normally cater for about £40 each month, but we spent so much on takeaway in September with my son having his leaving meal, taking him out for food when he went to university, and my eldest, while my husband was away, we had Chinese takeaway. So we're not having a takeaway this month. We've both decided that's the case. So nothing's going into takeaway. Petrol is also a monthly, and that is getting filled. Obviously, with all the travels we've had to do, we spent it all this month. But we put in £50 each month. My husband says that he doesn't think we're going to need that this month, but it's there if we decide to go on a trip or anything. But this is often one that we don't spend the whole £50, but we just like to have it there. We then have toiletries. This is also another monthly, and it was really all used at the beginning of the month, because it was used for not only for us as in home, but also preparing my son for university. So we did use all of that. So £20 going in for the month. Pet supplies has changed a bit actually, because we've tended to now buy stuff online on Amazon. They're very fussy with their food, and we found that many of their food is now much cheaper on Amazon. We hate to do that, but it really is so much less. But that being said, their cat litter, their treats, and our smallest cat has diagnosed anxiety. So we have to get these special plugins for her and sprays and stuff. So with that in mind, we are still putting in £40 each month, but we're going to see how this goes. So we do have actually a buffer in the bank set aside just in case we go over that, but we're going to try £40. We then have household, so that's all the cleaning stuff, so bathroom stuff, kitchen stuff, cleaning products. That also gets £20 a month. Again, that was used up because we bought loads of bits for Benjamin, our son, for university. So that was used too. And then we have food. Food is our weekly. I unstuff it and will unstuff it on Saturday for my Saturday video, and I will restuff it. I will restuff it after the unstuffing on Saturday as well. Food will get 90. Some of you will know that I only used 80 this week, but we decided to go back to 90 this week. And if we find that we are still well under budget, then we will go back to using 80 and go have 90 for special occasions. So 80 for that. So I'm going to close up my day-to-day folder. And then I'm going to stuff into week 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. And I've took an extra 10, 90. That's right. 20, 40, hang on, 20, 40, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100. I was right. See, third take and I still can't get it right. Okay, so we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 90 for food, 100, 10 for bait. There we go. Got there in the end, guys. I leave that in there. And then what I do is I just put this back over there. I'll put it in our little secret area, and that's left then until the Saturday, where I then stuff for the week. So day to day is done. We'll get there, guys. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to our high priority folder. Okay, so quick drink, quick blow of the nose. Let's move on. Okay, so my high priority folder, for anyone who hasn't watched my videos, high priority folder are those things that we need to save for me on a continuous basis, or things that are important and I need to save for, or needs to be saved for quickly, or has more focus on. So this, as some of you will know, was emptied this month because a lot of it was focused on my son going to university. So I really need to start again. So beginning of the month, this is where often the things I really need to focus on will get stuffed. Sometimes they may be restuffed throughout the month if I have a little bit more, or I just decide to put more in for whatever reason. Hair is one that I stuff every month, sometimes more, sometimes less. But hair is because there was 4 of us, now there's 3 of us who get our haircuts. My husband and my son both get their hair cut at the same place. They get it cut every 6 weeks. My hair is really expensive because I have curly hair, and I love my hairdressers, but they are quite expensive. So I keep mine rolling throughout the months to make sure that when the time comes to cut my hair, everything is ready to go. So at the moment, I only have £10 because we all got our haircuts last month, which was lovely. But we need to start again. So with that in mind, I'm going to put £20 into the bank, into the hair folder, because actually £30 is for my husband and my eldest to go get their hair cut. So it's £15 each. So that's fabulous. So that's done. Bus is actually going to be taken out, as is the money, because our eldest son lives with us, but still goes to university. He is in his final year. He has been diagnosed with autism, ASD, neurodivergent, and he wanted to do his own bus pass and direct debit for the first time, because he's trying to get more independent. He has social anxiety and struggles with communication a bit, but this is something he really wanted to do on his own and get used to being independent and managing his finances on a bigger scale. So with that in mind, I'm not going to save for that. We will have a buffer in the bank, which we've kept back in the bank, just to make sure that everything works out okay. But that's been taken out for a while, which is wonderful. And it's great for my son to feel ready and confident to be able to do that. Credit cards, I'm going to leave right till the end because this is going to be filled a lot. A train for our youngest who's at university, we're going to leave. I talked about that in much more detail in the last video. Provisional driving license for our boys is going to be left. Rainy days is going to be left this month, even though it was all used last month. And the unexpected is also going to be left because we do have other priorities at the moment that we just need to chug through. So that's the high priority. I will come back to that about my credit card because that really is the main 90% of the focus for this month, really, because I spent so much this month, so I need to pay it back. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to move on to my annual events folder. Okay, ta-da! Okay, so moved on to the annual events folder. With the annual events folder, it is a folder that has all the key things that happen throughout the year. I organise it where at the beginning, it is the month that's coming up. So these things are October, and then once I've completed it and that event has passed, I move at the back and keep doing the same thing. And it really works for me. It's kept me incredibly organised as well. So in October, it's my father's birthday at the beginning of October, but that's all paid for. I finished that this month. I split a present between myself and my brother. So we split the money, the price in half. That's all done because we know what we're getting him. Graduation is getting money today. As I talked about quite a lot in my last video, I work at university and I go to the students' graduations, and this year is no exception. So what we do as a team is that we all go out for a nice meal afterwards. This time it is going to a lovely restaurant by the dock, but obviously that needs some money to go. In my last video, I discussed about my cash tracker. The cash tracker is a tracker that I made because hopefully I'm going to be graduating in a couple of years, and more importantly, my eldest will be graduating next year. So I'm probably going to wipe this off once I've gone for my meal, because I'm not going to spend £75. So I'm only wanting to save 40. That in mind, I'm going to start colouring in my caps. Now, when I designed this, I made it so that each cap was £5, which was a nice small amount that I could just slowly work towards. And it's worked really well for me. And actually this month, when I've realised that I really need to save for this meal, it's been a great little addition. So I've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, which is really exciting. And that's really not taken me that long. And considering the month I've had, I didn't really feel like it dented anything else. So that's my graduation card. That also means that my graduation meal with my colleagues is complete. That is all done. So I now know that I can go to the meal and not be concerned about where I'm going to get the money from, and I don't need to put it on the credit card. So that's just wonderful. Completed. Next, the month is Halloween. We decided as a family we're not doing Halloween this year. I love Halloween. We always do loads for Halloween, but with everything going on with our son and lots of things we need to save for and things that we want to save for, we will get a pumpkin and we'll take that out of our food groceries so that children around us know that they can come and knock on our door and get trick or treats. But we're not going to do anything fancy this year. So I'm leaving Halloween. Okay, so would you believe it? Video stopped working. So I am leaving Halloween and we're not doing anything for it. But I also noticed when I watched the video back to see where it stopped that I forgot to put the other £20 into graduation. Oh my goodness, this video is going to be the death of me. So I didn't show you, but I do have £40 in there. And that is all that I'm putting in for annual events. So I'm just putting in graduation today. So now I'm going to move on to Christmas. Christmas is a really important time for us as a family. My family are huge on Christmas. I tend to start saving for Christmas in the January sales. I haven't shown anyone my folder, and it still is a work in progress. But I have made some trackers for it, but it's messy because I start Christmas so early. I found that this just got a bit, it didn't really work because I'd already bought things, but I'm still going to give it a really good go. So first of all, I have decorations. Decorations for me is including our tree and lights for outside. So we get a real tree each year, and then we bought some lights to go outside last year, but they weren't really very good. So with that in mind, we really want to make a focus on getting putting money towards the Christmas tree and buying some really nice new lights. So what I wanted to do is that I wanted to put in £10 towards our Christmas tree and our lights. And this is my tracker that you can get on my Etsy store, and it's called Brighten Up Baubles. And for each bauble, it is £5. So I'm able to colour in 2 baubles, which is lovely. So I'm just going to put some dots on one, and then I'm going to make a Christmas tree for the other. Don't think that's my best Christmas tree, but it'll be fine. So I've decorated and brightened up 2 baubles, and I'm going to put £10 into our Christmas tree / decorations savings folder. Yay! This is lovely because I haven't done anything for Christmas for so long, so it's really nice, and hopefully this will get me in the mood. I then made a challenge regarding cards and gift wraps. It's not something, I always forget cards and paper, and I go through so much paper because I do buy lots of gifts. So this challenge again is on the Etsy store, and it's colour the cards. For each card coloured, it is £10. But, and someone on TikTok, actually, great, I can't remember your name, so I'm so sorry, said that Poundland at the moment has an offer on coloured Sharpies. So I'm definitely on Saturday when I go into the bank, I'm going to get some of these coloured Sharpies because I'm going to be colouring in my card in black. Yes, black, because that's obviously very Christmassy. So I'm going to quickly colour this in. And I think this pen is actually dying. Oh dear, oh dear. But yes, I've coloured in my Christmas card black, but the point's still made. I have had to put in £10 into my wrapping paper and my Christmas cards bundle, because I have to give cards, and my husband does for his work, and we have lots of family, and we were going to stop doing cards, but actually we really like it, and his family are really big on sending cards to each other. So that's my cards and paper done. Christmas food and drink, I'm also going to give 5 for. We don't need to do that much of a budget because actually we're really lucky, and we go to one of our parents for Christmas lunch, but we do still like to get some treats. And for us, Christmas food and drink is actually going to include New Year's Eve as well. So each Christmas pud equals £5, and because I'm putting £5 in, I'm only colouring in 1 Christmas pud today. I don't know about you, but I just love Christmas pudding with clotted cream. So there's 1 Christmas pud done. Give that a bit of a wave, and then another £5 is going towards my Christmas fund, which is so exciting. And then I'm going to move on to the next one, which is again another challenge that I made. You can find some of my Christmas challenges on the Etsy store. I actually have a calendar coming up soon, which is exciting. Christmas jumper day is one that I need a new jumper for work for Christmas jumper day, and my husband does as well, getting really tatty. And again, this is an expenditure I always forget about when it used to be for my kids for school for Christmas jumper day. So I'm putting £10 into this one because that will be enough jumpers for us for Christmas. So I'm just going to tick that Christmas jumper off. They're really funky, aren't they? They're really funky old jumpers. I'm not sure which one I like. I quite like the reindeer, if I'm honest, because we have deers around our house. It just reminds me of them a little bit. So £10 into the Christmas jumper saving challenge, excuse me. And we are going to put that in there. So I'm really starting to move forward with Christmas now. I was getting a little bit worried that I wasn't putting anything in it, but I think we can a little bit this month. So that's Christmas jumper day. Work party. I do have challenges on Etsy, and I did print one out, but I don't know where it's disappeared. My husband gets his work party paid for. I don't. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to my work party yet, but I'm still going to just stuff £5 in there. And if I realise I'm not going because it clashes, because quite often it clashes with our youngest son's birthday, I'll take it out and I will reallocate it to something else. So I've got £5 in for the work party. And then I move on to Christmas presents. I know some of them are completed, actually. So I've got some for our nieces and nephews have already been completed, which is fantastic. But what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put £10 in towards our eldest son's Christmas present. So £10 is going in there. And that is done. Oh, excuse me. And then that's everything for Christmas folder. So it's really nice to start filling that in. And now what I'm going to do is that I'm now going to move on to my challenges. Okay, so moving on to the challenges. I'm not going to do all my challenges today because I'm going to leave that for Saturday because I've got quite a lot of change in terps, and I know some of them is going to help me to complete another part of my challenge. If you haven't seen it yet, I decided that I was actually going to do penny challenges, not the normal standard penny challenge, but my own. So with that being said, I have a 1p saving challenge, 2p, 5p, 10p. I'm not sure why that's not there. 20p, 50p, and £1. And then I have a different challenge for £2 coins, but I haven't started that one yet because I've had new £2 coins. But what I am going to do is that I'm going to empty terps because I know that terps has some £1 in here, and I think he's got a 50p as well. And then when it comes to the weekend, I will do all my loose change. But I know that I have, and I do have more than that terps is holding back from me a 50p as well. I think that's everything from terps. Oh no, there's another one. There's another £1. There we go. Okay, and I know I've got 20p's that will be ready for next week, but I am going to do that on Saturday just because I just don't feel too well enough to do all the little itty bitty ones today. Okay, so I have £4 in £1 coins that have been left over. So I'm going to go to my £1 savings challenge. There we go. And I have another 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yay! Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, fabulous. Okay. Oh dear, and it's it's smudged. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah. So I've got £10, which is great because what I'm doing with mine, I'm very lucky. My brother is a manager of a pub, and he said to me, you give me your change and I will swap them for notes or for coins. So that's really what got me started into doing the 1 pennies and 2 pences and stuff. now I've got £10, I can go and change all those coins, and I'm going to put it for a £10 note, but I'm still going to keep the £10 note in here until I've completed the challenge. It just saves a bit on coin, having too much coins in here. And then I have my 50 pences, and I have 150 pence that can go in. So again, it's the same sort of thing. Just cross off this one. So for the £1 and 50p's, it's just one coin equals the denomination. My other ones are a little bit more. So 5p's I've got to save for 50 pence, and etc, etc. So with that being said, one of these coins, so 150p, can be scratched off. So I've got one more 50 pence, which now means I've got 51, 52, 53. So I've got £3 worth of 50 pence coins, which is fantastic because I've only really been starting this for the last week, and already it's building up. And you don't miss those coins. I don't seem to miss them much at all. Maybe the £1 coins, but I don't really miss any of the others. So I had jars and jars and jars, the big Dow Edberts coffee jars full of coins. So yeah, it's actually been really good for me. So those are my challenges. I haven't done anything for my vape challenge yet, which is up in smoke. And I'm going to come to my To Be Read pile now. Now, I know someone on TikTok wanted me to go through my challenge binder, which I will do. But just being unwell, I haven't yet. So I'm going to sort my challenge binder out, and I will do a video on TikTok going through my challenges once I've sorted them out. That being said, it is now time for Saving Scholars Reads for the week, and see if we can tick some of these books off. Okay, so this is probably my favourite time of stuffing and unstuffing, because it is about my love of books. So some of you that have watched my previous video will know that I made myself a To Be Read reading savings challenge. Now, there are some reading challenges out there that if you read so many books, you give yourself a reward. This is kind of the same, but not. So I read a lot, but I tend to buy books a lot. And I have so many books at home. I have them in the front room, in my office, on the stairs, on the landing, in our bedroom, everywhere. And I don't need to buy any more books unless I have to for work, because I have to read books for work. With that being said, I decided that I was going to do a challenge that for every 4 books that I read from my shelves at home, I can tick off a book. And then for every 4 books, I get £5. And then when I've read, completed the challenge, I'll have £90, and I can do with that what I want. But I will buy a book that I've been really wanting from the local bookshop, which will be great. And I'm hoping that will help me to just pull down my pile of my To Be Read pile, because I've just got so many. So last week I didn't read much at all because it was really busy with induction week. This week I did finish my John Wayne Gacy. Yeah, it was okay. I gave it 3 stars. Some really quite descriptive pieces, but actually the chapters that were about the court case and the way that they prosecuted him was actually really interesting. So I gave it 3 stars, but I did find it a bit of a slog to get through. So that one's done, so which means that I can tick off my first book. So I can colour in my first book, which is like, yay, this is fantastic. So it's got me motivated to read more. And then last week, I asked you all to pick out a book for me to read. I'm going to put in my description who told me what to read, because I'm so sorry I forgot to write it down, and with being ill. But they told me to read This Lie Will Kill You by Chelsea Pitcher. If you're fans of young adult fiction and the young adult crime genre, and if you liked One of Us's Lying series, or Bayview series, or if you liked Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I think you'll really like this one. I'm plowing through it. I'm halfway through. So thank you to the person that recommended or told me to read This Lie Will Kill You. Great choice. And it's getting my reading mojo back. So thank you. I will probably finish this by the weekend. So if not sooner, depending on how well I am, I would have probably read this all tonight. But I think as soon as I finish this video, I am going to bed. So with that in mind, I need another book to read. So I've just grabbed some off the shelf. Some of them I had in the pile last week. But I have Scythe, which seems to be a fantasy, young adult fantasy series. It's really popular. It's actually one I need to read for work. I then have The Serial Killer's Sister. It was actually recommended by Karen Slaughter in the Asda Book Club. I've got a non-fiction Talking with Psychopaths and Savages by Christopher Berry D, who is a criminal psychologist. I then have another non-fiction book, which is the looking at the person who assassinated Abraham Lincoln. And then I have a fiction book, James Patterson Juror number 3. So if you could leave in the comments again and let me know which one you want me to read next, that'd be great, because I'm really indecisive about what book I need to read next. And it was so exciting when someone left me a comment about which book to read next, and it got me really motivated, because I said to them I would be finished by Wednesday, and I did. So thank you so much. And I've also coloured in a book. So no money to be put in here yet, but this is such a fun challenge to do. I will be putting this up on Etsy. So if you are a bibliophile, 1, let's be friends, and 2, you will be able to get my tracker on Etsy. So please in the comments let me know which one you want me to read. And now I'm going to move on to the last part of my cash stuffing day. Okay, so I noticed when I was about to get my high priority folder out for my credit card that I had a cheeky 5. I was going to put it in my low priority, and then I was going to put it in my Christmas, and I decided that I wasn't going to do that. So what I'm going to do actually is that I'm going to put it ahead in my annual events, and I'm actually going to put it towards my youngest son's birthday. It's in December, but I'm actually going to put that in now, and then that's done. So after a bit of decision, I nearly put it in for one of the Christmas presents, but I just thought it would be Ben's. Ben's would be best because it's actually before Christmas. So that's done, and I'm nearly at the end of the video. I'm getting my sore throat's coming back, but we have the last thing to do, and that is the most important thing, and that is my credit card. As some of you will know, this is the bane of my life. I spent loads of money when my son went to uni, and I've got to pay it all back. And his accommodation comes out of our credit card because it was the best option for us. So we've got a lot to pay back. So with that in mind, I have already 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 10. So I've got 310. And then I've got left to stuff. I have 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90. That's a little bit annoying, isn't it? Because I'm like, oh no, I've got £10 until I do 40. 20, 40, 60, 80. Okay, I might have to add another tenner from somewhere just to make that up to 400. But I've got £390 that I will be paying into the bank for my credit card, so to pay off that credit card quickly. So that's not bad. That's what I've done for this month. So that's definitely the cash stuffing is working for us, because we wouldn't normally pay that much each month. And that is everything. I'm sorry I was a little unwell. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do all the likey things, the comment, subscribe, and please, if you can, follow me on TikTok and on Instagram. I hope you have a lovely evening, morning, afternoon, And you will join me on Saturday when I get to unstuff my weeklies, stuff my weeklies, and I am going to finally sort out tabs. So I hope you stay healthy, enjoy your stuffing, and I will see you all soon. Bye.